You're wondering how I'm sitting down right now. You looked at the title of the video. You were probably wondering, chicken tenders, how are you sitting down and not feeling any sort of pain? Well, it's because the hemorrhoid never happened. Can we get a hoorah, hoorah, hoorah? So, there was one time I thought I had a hemorrhoid. So, this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but it was like a couple of, like, I want to say like 5 months ago. Um, I was like shitting a lot. Like, I would poop a lot. And like, cause before I would poop like 3 times a week. And I thought that was normal. But apparently it's not. If you poop 3 to like 2 times a week, you need to go to the doctors or you need more fiber. So I thought that was normal though. I thought like pooping those amount of times was like okay, but it was not. So I started eating chia seeds, oatmeal, bananas, blueberries, and eggs pretty much every morning for like a year. And I've been like shitting once every day, like once or twice every day. So that was like really good. And so there was like an era. I would say like 2 weeks for like 2 weeks, and this was like a couple of months ago. I would be shitting so much that I kind of just stopped like giving a shit about wiping. Hold on. Before you call me a disgusting freak, I would still wipe. I just wouldn't wipe all of it. Like, I would wipe like twice, and then I would be like, okay, I'm just gonna take a shower later and just clean all this. But that was actually bad, and thank God I fixed that. So, what ended up happening was one day I sat down, I took a shit. It was a pretty hot shit. Like, it was like wet and hot. Like, the poop was pretty moist. And so I let out the thunder clapped, the toilet exploded all over my fucking ass, and I think feces water went up back inside my booty hole. And so I was wiping and wiping and wiping, but this time I was wiping until there was no debris left. It was like one of those endless cycle of wipes where I would be wiping and wiping and wiping, and somehow shit is still in my asshole. So I decided a method, the finger method. So I put a pretty nice thick size of toilet paper onto my fingers, pointer finger right here, which is the middle finger. You point it right there on the inside like this, and you just wipe it up like that so my middle finger will catch the crevices of my asshole, swirl it around, and that's where I got the debris. And it worked. It worked actually pretty well. Felt a little weird afterwards, but it did the job. Now, I did it pretty hard, and after that, it was pretty painful, and I felt really uncomfortable in my booty hole. But I proceeded to ignore it and pretend like nothing was happening. 2 days later, I wipe. Now, I feel a bump on my asshole, the side of the asshole. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I get fucking mad. I get upset because I'm not trying to deal with this shit right now. Like a fucking bump on my asshole, dude. Why? Why? So I take a shower. I'm like scrubbing this shit with soap. Just like cleaning my fucking ass with soap. Like pretty much just like wiping like this. Like scrubbing it. Fucking scrubbing it all in. Hopefully, like, maybe if I just clean it very well, it will go away. That was unfortunately not the case. It actually got bigger and bigger, so I asked ChatGPT, yo, am I fucking cooked? Do I have cancer? Um, it said maybe. So after that, I contemplated life that night, and I genuinely started crying, because I was like, holy shit, I might have cancer. Turns out AI is just a fucking useless piece of shit, and just to spoil it a little bit, it was not cancer, so I don't have cancer on my asshole. That would be kind of sad for me if I had cancer on my asshole. I that would be pretty embarrassing for me. That's not cool. So luckily it was not that, but it was getting bigger and it was getting like redder. So how do I know that? I would record myself opening up my asshole and seeing what the bump looked like so I could give an accurate description for when I went to the doctors. And so that's what I did. It was red in the beginning, but then eventually it started turning really gray, like pretty much like dark gray. So I was like, holy shit, never seen this before, so I need to get this checked out. I tell my mom about my asshole situation. Um, Surprisingly, it was really embarrassing for me that I had to talk to my mom about a bump on my asshole, but it went pretty well, and she was actually pretty mature about it, so shout out to that. Then I went there with my mom and dad. I went there to talk about the bump on my asshole. And so I made sure that I would scrub my asshole pretty well before I went into the doctors so I don't like have like poop debris in my butt. And they're like, dude, there's some like debris in your butt. You know, that would be kind of bad. So that didn't happen. I went to the doctors and luckily I got a male doctor. Thank God it wasn't a female doctor, because if a female doctor was looking at my hairy ass to look at the bump, I would probably cry. Just wait, bro, it gets better. So I go to the doctors. It was a male doctor, and he was super mature, bro. Shout out to this doctor. He was super chill, super mature. So he pretty much told me to lay on my side, open up my, so like pretty much he told me to like pretend like I'm laying down, my asshole like this, and like he would open up my cheeks and then see the bump inside. And so that's what I did. He didn't comment on my hairy ass. Now I'm gonna be honest, little side note, my butt is really hairy. Like I would say it's like abnormally hairy. Like monkeys could be swinging on my booty hairs like vine trees. It's that hairy. So that's why I don't pull down my pants when I'm doing anything with anything related, because I am embarrassed of my very hairy butt, which I will be getting it lasered soon. Because I don't like having a hairy butt. Anyways, side note. So pretty much, he lifts up my cheeks, he sees the bump, and he's like poking around my asshole, and he's just like feeling it around, touching my bump. I've never felt so embarrassed and degraded in my life, but had to be done. This was actually worse than a woman checking up on my physical, touching up my balls, and making me cough. So it was actually way worse than that, because a guy was pretty much circling my bum. But it was all through medical procedures, so it was safe, and I trusted the guy. I mean, the guy clearly knows what he's doing. So after he did a circle and touched my bump, he just said, bro, you're chilling. It's just like a little like gel liquid inside. You're good. I'll prescribe you with some gel. Here you go, and make sure you take care of it. I said, alrighty. So I've been starting lubricating my booty which on my bump with this type of medicine that I have over there. I'm too lazy to grab it though, but it's like a type of lubrication medicine to where it should go down. It didn't go down. It's been 2 weeks and the bump is still there. So I'm thinking, I have hemorrhoids. And it's kind of weird to me that if I did have hemorrhoids, because I would not sit in the shower, I would not sit in the toilet for long periods of time so I could avoid getting hemorrhoids. My family is well known for having hemorrhoids, and they fucking hate it. And I don't want hemorrhoids. So I like purposely take like shit for like a 3-4 minute shits so I don't get hemorrhoids. And so I was thinking, oh my fucking God, I got hemorrhoids. I'm gonna cry. So I go back to the doctors after 2 weeks of no improvement with the medical cream, which is an antibiotic cream. Nothing happened. I go there with my mom. This time, I tell my mom, if a female doctor comes out, I will not do this. I genuinely find it embarrassing for a female doctor to look at my bum and see a gray bump in my bum. It was not cool. Unfortunately, a female doctor came out and I was too pussy to leave, so I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna let her look at my asshole. And so I did, I let her look. I told my mom to leave because I didn't want my mom to be also a victim of looking at my hairy ass. It would not have been nice. So she tells me, honestly, she didn't have like a way of doing this. This was so bad. Okay, so first of all, she told me to bend over. Clearly a different approach to what the man decided to do with me during my first time going to the doctors. So she told me to straight up just bend over, pretty much like this. I was like this. And so she was trying to open up my cheeks, but she said it's kind of hard with all this hair. So I said, yeah, I know. Is there like a different thing you want me to do? Last guy, he just told me to lay down and open up my cheeks. I said it exactly like that. I mean, I say it like in a funny way to hopefully break down the awkwardness that she has to look at my ass. So she's like, yeah, honestly, let's do that. Because I was bending over and she was just like opening it, opening it, opening it, and nothing was happening. So then I lay down. I keep in mind, I always take showers before doctor visits. I'm trying to look as pristine and clean as I can so I can get an ass. Sorry, phone died and I have to move to a different location because my phone has to charge. So this might be a weird interaction, but just try to ignore my surroundings. Um no, I'm not trying to flex my thing here. Actually, I don't mind blocking it. It's just where my charger has to be. Anyways, so I pretty much, she told me to lay over on my side and peep my asshole. And so I always take a shower, try to look as best as I can so I can get the best results for my doctor visit, an accurate, perfect result. So I went to the doctor's. She told me to lay down, pretty much the same method that he did. And she's like, yeah, okay, I can see it. And she said like a scientific name for like pretty much having like poop crust in my asshole. Um, when she said that, I felt like, um, how do I say this? There's like a episode of Uncle Grandpa where the tiger is like a flying tiger, and he like farts. Like, I just wanted to fart out of there, bro. I just couldn't take it. I was so fucking embarrassed. She says there was like pretty, I don't know what the scientific name that she used, but oh, I'm looking at your butt and I see poop here, and I'm just like, bro, just, she touches up the bump, circling my asshole, and she goes way harder. Like, she's like literally fingering me. Like, she's pretty much going in. And so I'm like, oh my God, like, I didn't like this. This was not buen. She was going in there, feeling it around, feeling the bump, really trying to get an examination on this. And so she did. And pretty much she just tells me to take these antibiotics and it should go away. Pretty much half-assed, like, she just wanted to get out of there. She didn't want to see my hairy ass anymore. She also recommended to my mom that I should shave my ass. One of the most one of the most embarrassing moments that I have to gone through. So I go home, I'm taking these antibiotics. A week later, nothing has been happening. My bump still hasn't been going away, and so I give up. I give up on the pills. I give up on the cream. I'm just like, you know what, bro? This is my life now. My bump is a part of me. This is who I am. I would say like 3 weeks later, it went away on its own. Like, out of nowhere, I went to go take a shower and I was just wiping my ass, and then a bump was gone. It was like this, it just dissipated. I was like, oh, okay. Moral of the story, um, I had a bump on my ass, thought it was a hemorrhoid, went to the doctors, got my ass pretty much fingered. Lady told me that there was defecation. That was the word, defecation in my asshole. She told me that I should clean it and I should also shave my butt. Got prescribed with medicine, nothing worked, just waited a couple of weeks and it went away. I mean, at least it went away. It's a moment I think about pretty often. Yeah, well, character development, right? Just gotta use this as character development. I gotta clean my body a little better before doctor's appointments. Um, yep, just telling you guys the story for in case this happens to you, that don't worry. It won't be as bad as probably what happened to me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I have to go to sleep now. I have work in the morning. And yeah. When you have a bump on your asshole, just wait. and then go in and make sure there's no defecation in your butt. Also, make sure you wipe fully and clean your asshole, and then take like a little shower to like wipe it, fully clean it, like a bidet or something. Just make sure you clean your butt. Moral of the story: clean your assholes and don't get a bump on your butt. Okay, I'm out of here. Peace.